Hello to all our magical listeners. We are Marie and Kate. Together, we love to chat about mindful magic. Mindful magic is intentionally, mindfully traveling through each day, each task, every little mundane thing you need to do with a magical mindset. Let's get magical and start this episode.
Hello and welcome back to Mindful Magic. Today's episode is going to be a little different. We're talking about spirituality, but like the real version of spirituality, not the aesthetic version, not the perfectly curated morning routine version, the version that actually happens in real life.
Right. Let me see. Kate, this is going to be a really, really exciting episode. You know, this is the stuff people don't always talk about, like the messy parts, the emotional parts, and the parts that don't always feel like high vibe, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. And I feel like people are starting to wake up to something right now. Like our world feels like it's being turned upside down. I can't even say the veil is like thinning anymore. It almost feels non existent at this point with everything happening around the world. But I also think that as things are being revealed to us collectively, it's awakening something within us too. Not just fear or triggers, but deeper awareness, intuition, discernment, and connection. There's so much love and light content online and it looks beautiful, but when you're actually going through something hard, it doesn't always feel helpful. I think people are tuning into themselves now more than ever, cocooning more often, becoming more sensitive, more intuitive, and realizing that real healing and real spirituality, it's not always pretty.
Right. And that, like you said, that pretty sparkly, I don't know, just the high vibe stuff. That is nice to hear. But sometimes things you're going through just really suck. And
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I like the sparkly.
Right. I mean, I want sparkles, don't
Yeah,
get
me
me
too.
wrong, but I think that people are they're craving something deeper though, not just like the inspiration, but also the honesty.
Yeah. I mean, like real stories, real healing, not just everything happens for a reason when you're in the middle of something hard. In those moments, you want to feel less alone. You want to know that other people understand, that we're all connected, and that every single person that we're carrying something that they might be carrying something that we don't know anything about. And I think that's why kindness, compassion, and giving grace to our others and ourselves is so important right now.
Right.
So, like for me, real spirituality has looked like crying in the shower, like get before I get in, blessing my water, please bless me. And but still trusting that I'm being guided at the same time. It's not always peaceful, it's not always calm.
No, it's because, we're human beings having a human experience, and it doesn't always mean that your life suddenly becomes perfect. You still have kids, you still have relationships and stress. And Kate, you know what? I'm hearing that echo and it's bothering me. And my phone is completely turned off. I only have my computer. Is there anything else on your side that could be causing the echo?
No, I don't think so. I have everything the same that I always do.
I'm so
I
sorry,
don't
you guys.
it,
This is
I don't hear it. That's so weird because it happened last time and I didn't hear it until after.
yeah, and I exactly, and but oh, I don't hear it now. No, I kinda still do. Anyway, you guys, I am so sorry for that technical difficulty. I'm an audio person, so that really bothers me.
We're human
So
beings.
I know, here exactly, we're human beings, so but anyhow, back to what we were
Yeah.
saying, life isn't always perfect, you still have to have your kids, you still have your relationships, you still have stress.
Yeah, like you can be deeply spiritual and still have a messy house and a moment where you're like, what am I doing right now? Just not even knowing what to do.
Excuse me. God, this is real life, I just choked on my own spit.
Throat chakra activation.
Exactly, oh my gosh, I saw a meme recently that I don't know, it was just hilarious. Like, how many times a day do you now that you're, like, of a certain age, do you just all of a sudden choke on your own spit? I'm
I
like,
do.
"Oh, yep, right here." So, well, let's take a moment and talk about spiritual bypassing. I think this is where, um, when people use spirituality to avoid actually feeling something.
Yeah, like that. Just stay positive or just raise your vibration. It's like you're not meant to skip the feeling.
Right. You're meant to experience it. And that's one of the main reasons why we incarnate here ever.
Right. I mean, Dolores Cannon says Earth is a school. I mean, this is where the healing actually happens. We're going
Right.
to talk a little bit about shadow work. So, shadow work is another one that gets romanticized.
Totally does. Like, oh my God, I did my shadow work today. But you guys, come on. It's not always journaling with candles and soft music. Shadows are dark and sometimes scary.
Yeah. And sometimes it's realizing that you're triggered and you don't fully understand or even like how you're reacting in the moment, but triggers can actually be powerful tools for healing. They reveal wounds, fears, and patterns that still need our attention rather than staying buried beneath the surface. And a lot of the time, the things that trigger us the most are connected to deeper experiences, old conditioning, or pain that we haven't fully processed yet. And while it's uncomfortable, becoming aware of those reactions is often the first step in breaking negative cycles and creating healthier patterns in our lives and sitting with that instead of avoiding it. So, Marie, you had a situation recently where you were forced to sit with something really horrible. By the way, we all knew that this was not reality.
Right. So this was kind of weird. So there recently was a body mind expo here on Oahu this past weekend, and our dear friend Mickey and I went. And I don't know, for some reason, I was really drawn to getting a reading from this psychic that I knew would be there. And I couldn't tell you why. It was just one of those things. And talk about some dark shadows. This guy gave me the worst reading I've ever had. In fact, he told me like horrible things about my marriage and that like my husband is a narcissist. And I'm like, what? And I looked over at Mickey and she's like, and we had already like signed up. So he did a similar one for our friend. And we just felt like we got a gut punch. We walked out of there going, what the heck was that even about? What was the purpose of that? It was so false. Now, there were some things that this guy hit on. Okay, so there was some things that were he did pick up on, but it felt more, I don't know, like drawing in the drama, which was just not it just was overall not accurate, and Mickey, our other we're in a little group where we give readings, and so we knew that this just was drawing off of something where that it just was not us. And it really was such a strange experience, and we talked about it the whole way home, and it was like I had to cleanse from it. I had to come home and take a salt bath and just do some clearing on my crystal bowls, and it really gave me some very Sylvia Brown vibes, Kate, right? I You were like one of the first people that I was like, ugh, this was really icky.
Yeah, because I give you and your husband both readings, and I have never ever picked up on that. And one thing that Lori said, our sister, she said, what's weird is he didn't pick up on that we had abilities, which when I give readings to others, I can always tell. Can't you, Marie?
Yes.
And that stood out to me too. Lori's that was a really good point that she made. She's like, he didn't pick up on that for any of you.
Right,
So
right,
we
and
all knew that it was bullshit. We just
it was
knew.
such bullshit. It was just so weird, and, like, anybody who knows my husband, he's, like, the furthest thing from a narcissist.
Yeah.
He is a way better person than I am.
Don't say
As far
that.
as, like, being kind and generous and caring,
You're
which sounds
balanced,
hard
Marie.
because, I'm pretty awesome, let's face it. No, but Like, that was just so weird. So, you know, shadow work is really getting through the refinement process that we come here to go through. And we're giving these challenges so that we can go through the free will decision making process of elevating ourselves. And so we actually have to have gratitude for these challenges because they really are a catalyst for the refinement process that we go through, right, Kate?
Yeah, and I had a experience. It's not the same thing, but years ago, I've always been fascinated by mediumship and readings. And I went and I got a reading from this well known local psychic medium, and she's on the radio. And I always loved listening to her. I got a reading from her, it was very accurate. And then fast forward, I think it was 10 years. I went back to her and I said, I just really want to thank you. You inspired me, and I'm doing readings on my own now. And it was not what I expected. She said, "Well, you can't do that." She said, either have it or you don't. You can't just develop your abilities." And I'm like, "Okay." So she was kind of gatekeeping, but when you said it was a catalyst, that was mine, because I'm like, "You know what? Like, that motivated me." And it stung a little bit, but then I realized, like, I know that I have abilities. I had been doing readings, and I use that for motivation, like, challenge accepted. So I just
Right.
kept moving forward.
Right, and that's what I discovered about this was it made me look at maybe some really deep-seated fears that needed to be jostled up to the surface so that I could go, "Okay, so done with you,"
Right.
we're not going to entertain you anymore."
Yeah. And so many of us that love both of you all said the same thing. No, that is not true. Like, we all felt it. So
Yeah,
it was nice to
and
have that
same for
confirmation.
Mickey on
Yeah.
yeah, on her, with her reading as well. It was just like, okay, take it for what it was. We'll never go back to him again, but thank you for the challenge. I can have sitting gratitude for that.
Yeah. And this brings us to intuition versus fear. So we're going to talk about intuition. I want to talk about it because this one's big.
Right. This is big. Yeah, not every feeling is intuition.
Yeah, sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's past trauma trying to protect you. And learning the difference takes time. And also being okay with the fact that you might not always get it right.
Right. So let me see. So Kate, let's see. Let's talk about some kinds of ways that you can tell the difference because I think this is important distinction.
Yeah. What about you, Marie? What do you, how do you distinguish the two?
Um I really think that your intuition really talks about like trauma always says run. Trauma is always layered. Trauma always has a feels like a downward spiral, whereas intuition can be just in the moment and annoyingly simple.
Hmm. Yeah. For me, I've noticed it tends to be repetitive. My angels know that I love to have my head in the clouds. So the signs usually start showing up early, and they repeat themselves in different ways to help confirm what I'm already feeling deep down. So, and trauma, on the other hand, tends to spiral, like you said, Marie. It layers, and pulls in old emotional narratives and fears. One gently points, the other floods.
Yeah.
Annoyingly simple, or like the
Um,
intuition. Yeah.
Right, right. Like trauma says run, and intuition usually arrives as like a clean knowing sometimes. I don't know about you, but for me personally, I love that we say annoyingly simple, right?
Hmm.
Because isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
We want our intuition to be like larger than life, our signs to be larger than life, golden rays shining all around and sparkles and fanfare, etc., right? I
Yeah.
mean, at least I do. And most of the time, it's not. Intuition is annoyingly simple. It's like, no, come on, you guys. I want the sparkles and the fanfare.
Me too.
So, Another useful distinction, I think, is that intuition is usually present focused, while trauma is, oh, it seems to be, like, past focused, disguised kind of as the present, because something will trigger you, and trauma reactions are, I think, frequently tied to familiar wounds, right? Abandonment, betrayal, humiliation, loss of control, maybe emotional unpredictability, not being believed, not being safe. And if a situation feels emotionally larger than what it objectively is happening right at the moment, there's a good chance that perhaps an older wound has um, joined the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, and your nervous system gives you clues too. Intuition, it creates alertness, but trauma activation, it often creates psychological overwhelm, like you were saying, racing thoughts, fixation, panic, compulsive checking, inability to self regulate, or a desperate need for certainty right now. And I know we can all relate to that. um,
Yeah.
Intuition rarely demands immediate emotional discharge. Trauma often does. Those right there are sometimes the easiest ways to tell the difference is to check in with
Right.
your body.
Right, yeah, what is your visceral response to some of these things? And of course, we always wanna remind people that spirituality should support your mental and emotional well-being, not replace getting help or support or therapy, your community, or taking care of yourself in a very real human ways that we need to do. I think sometimes people feel like they have to choose between spirituality and grounded support systems, and you really don't. Being spiritual doesn't make you less human. If anything, it should help you care for yourself more deeply and know when you need to do that. And I think that this is where bringing things back to very simple practices really matters. Like
Mhm.
cooking, being present, slowing down, even just folding your laundry,
Yeah.
whatever. Spirituality doesn't have to be complicated to be powerful.
Yeah. And like Marie, I mean, some of the most spiritual moments are the most normal ones. I mean, the quiet moments, the conversations, making dinner, sitting outside, laughing with someone you love. And of course, those moments you spend with intention, like we always talk about mindful magic. I think the biggest takeaway from this episode is that real spirituality isn't about escaping your life, it's about becoming more present in your life. And something that's really been coming through for me lately, like a download, is that many of us are starting to weave our spiritual lives into our everyday lives now more than ever before. It's becoming less about separating our human life and spiritual life and more about realizing they were never separate to begin with. Like I've been feeling that and receiving it in a way that's hard to explain, but I'm seeing them weave together in that I know that I'm not alone in that. We're figuring it out, the balance.
Right, and it is about balance. I mean, that's the thing is we're souls having a human experience, so there needs to be a balance. And it's about being fully in it. We all know if you ignore the lessons, they just circle around again anyway. So why not address what we need to and try to uncover what we really want to refine about ourselves? And remember to give yourself grace and lots of self care in the process.
Right. And trusting that even in messy moments that you're still growing. We know we spent the last episode explaining why we stepped away from the podcast for a bit. And honestly, a lot of it was because we clearly had our own shadow work to move through and we wanted to honor that, not just for ourselves but for everyone listening too, because let's face it, the world and the people in it, we have a lot going on right now. I truly believe that as spiritual beings, life isn't happening to us, it's happening for us. We aren't meant to carry heaviness forever. We're meant to move through it, transmute it into wisdom, healing, compassion, and growth. And when you do that, it naturally inspires other people around you to do the same. Your healing gives other people permission to heal too. And, sometimes your growth can unintentionally trigger people who aren't ready to face certain things within themselves yet. And that doesn't make them bad people. It just means everyone is moving at different stages of their journey.
Right. And so be as kind to yourself and others because we truly never know what others are going through. Um, it, and try to remember to stay balanced. I think that that's a really important thing. And, I know that in this episode, Kate and I talked about her pulling some cards, yay for a collective reading. But real quick before that, I just wanted to remind you guys for some grounding and some cleansing of just your body, mind, and soul is a easy salt scrub or salt bath. Most of us have the ingredients at home. I think when it comes to it, as long as you have some type of, if you're going to use a scrub on your body, you want to use obviously not rock salt, right? The consistency of table salt or sugar works perfectly, and you wanna be gentle with yourself. I mean, I can handle scrubbing pretty hard, but I'm used to it, and I like to exfoliate, so, but, be gentle with it, and if you take a bowl and add either your salt or sugar, you can add a little bit of honey and then some type of oil. I like to use coconut oil. I like to use sweet almond oil, and I really love castor oil. It's we're gonna have to do an episode, Kate, on all of our herbology and go over some of the healing aspects of the oils and herbs and, um, again, 'cause I just love going over that stuff. I wish castor oil wasn't so thick because you really do have to dilute it down with other oils, and um, you can put fresh herbs in it, flower petals, even coffee grounds to do some type of, you know, um, caffeine scrub for your skin is really good. And any type of essential oils that are you're being drawn to. And if there's none, you can do unscented, or you can even I mean, I know people who just put a tiny little spritz of their favorite perfume in. It's really about what makes you feel good and what is gonna make you feel cleansed and grounded, so you can just sort of, take off the layer of the day so that you can get back to yourself.
I love that, Marie. And I love your salts too. Like that sounds so much fun to make your own, but I love your salts. My husband has really bad acne. He's been struggling with it for years and he uses your scrub not every day, but he loves it. Like he exfoliates with it and it smells so good. But I love
Oh,
that putting your own perfume in it. I love that too. So
yeah.
simple.
There's so much that we can do, and, right now, I'm actually kind of rebranding kitchenwitchhawaii.com. It's sort of in the build mode right now, so you can't really purchase anything, but I am in a process of rebranding, and I will have products, available soon.
Yeah. And I've been testing them for you and
Mhm.
I love it.
Thank
um
you.
there was something else I wanted to add before I got into the reading. Oh, and then with the shadow work and everyone is going through they go through different things all the time. What I'm trying to put it to words, sorry, it was kind of a download. Make sure that you trust and you listen to what you need. So you can follow any influencer, you could follow us, but it's most, you should really pay attention to what your body is telling you and what you need. And in all ways, like with putting lotion on, making everything into a ritual, do make things your own. And I started this little morning routine. I don't do anything until I pour my coffee and I say my prayer. I have a special prayer I say every morning and then I sing my affirmations and I don't let myself do anything until I finish that. And it has completely changed my life. It's been since December that I really stuck to it. So making your own routine, even if it's small, it really does make a difference.
I love that. I have a
Yeah.
whole coffee, ritual in the morning too because I get up early and that is my most special time. Well, one of my most special times of the entire day is starting it out right, and
Hmm.
it can't be every day because sometimes things happen. Sometimes the alarm doesn't go off or, you wake up not, we're human, but I love my morning coffee ritual too, Kate. So thank you
Yeah.
for bringing that up.
And you know what I realized, Marie, is this is kind of sad, and I need to work on this. Is I realized it's the only time I make and put myself first because no one else is awake. and it forces me to put myself first. Even if it's for 10 minutes, I do that. And I think I need to add a little bit more time every day. But I think that's why it's so sacred too. It's because we're putting ourselves first.
I'm so glad you said that because I just realized that you're absolutely right. That is my quiet time, and the rest of the day ends up being dedicated to everything else.
Hmm.
That's a good point.
I just realized that. So should I get into this collective reading?
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So I pulled these before we got on. This is my Life Changes deck, one of my favorite Oracle decks. So the first card I pulled and I asked specifically connected to this episode. So if you've enjoyed this episode, this message is for you. So this is exciting. It starts out by new career. So we have been creating space, and this resonates. I know it resonates for you, Marie. It resonates for me. New career. We are getting ready to create something or a big opportunity coming. Career is different for everyone, but it's very good positive changes coming that we needed to go through this. And I feel like, and I say we because I feel like it wasn't just you and I going through this shadow time. I know a lot of other people are too. So that was all for a reason. We also have next card was motivation. Your angels are letting you know that they're sending you motivation, whatever lights you up, what makes you excited, what feels good. I have been experiencing extreme sensitivity whenever I say a prayer, whenever I connect with my angels, my heart flutters. Like whenever I talk to someone I love. So those little flutters, the things that feel good, your angels are going to be guiding you in the way, in your spirit team, whatever feels good, whatever motivates you, that is the direction that you need to go in. Um, and then the next card we had was realizations and epiphanies. These are going to be subtle changes. It's like a shift. I feel that it's subtle, but it's going to change everything. Like I'm feeling subtle shift, creating big changes. And I forgot to mention before I even pulled cards, I was hearing parents. I heard wear jewelry. So this could be crystals, glamour magic. So paying attention to what you put on your body, like crystals, putting things on with intention. And we talked about glamour magic in season 1. So if you want to learn about glamour magic, that's in season 1. Um, Epiphanies, realizations. And I do feel like the new career, the motivation, putting yourself first, all these epiphanies, it's gonna result in changes in your family. And parents is standing out to me a lot. So this can be seeing your parents in a clear way for you to be able to heal and move on and forgive them, or seeing how you were raised in a clear way, like almost like you can go back to your childhood and understand things that happened and why. Does that make sense? There's a
Totally.
lot of healing taking place and changes in the family. It's like letting go, and you have overcome and remove negative patterns have been generational. So not only are you're starting a new life and you're doing things different than other people in your family have, but you're fully supported and very clear. So the subtle part is standing out to me. These are small things, but there's going to be a lot of small things that you notice, like seeing things in a different way than you did before. So I think that was a beautiful rating, and I'm going to pull one more. Seeking and finding. So what it is that you yearn for at a soul level, you're on your way to it. For example, I saw a post when I woke up this morning. What did you want to be when you were a child? What career? I said I wanted to be a radio DJ. And I commented and I said, "Oh my god, I have a podcast." Like that means that I'm on the right track. I truly believe that if you revisit your childhood goals, your inner child knows the way. So reflecting on where you wanted to be when you were a kid, are you doing that now? Is it similar? Um, and if you are, that's just a really good confirmation. So
That's
that's what I
awesome.
have for today.
That is amazing, and I really hope that that resonates with everybody. Kate, I love your reading. So the first episode we didn't do that because we were just getting right back into the podcast. But I love ending with this. I think everybody gets a lot of value out of it, and there's going to be a part in there that is specifically for you,
Right.
whatever that is. Because when Kate pulls cards for a collective, that means whoever is tuning in, whoever is listening, even if it's a year from now, there is something in it for you. So I really hope that you guys are able to, that this resonates with you.
Yeah. So, let's see, where are we at, Marie? Sorry, I got all tied up in my reading.
Um,
I'm
about
sorry.
No, it's okay. Um, just I think just don't forget to pay attention to the small things and do them with intention, you know? Like, you can be spiritual and still rearrange your living room, still get those emails out, and still, make love with your partner, have a date night. Maybe not all
Multitasking.
yeah, multitasking. Maybe not
Archangel
all
Metatron for that.
oh, yeah. But, I was wondering though, Kate, if we can just take a few moments right now, if you wouldn't mind doing a few deep breaths with everybody
Yeah.
as we go into our outro.
Yeah, I feel like we could have helped trigger some memories with this episode. That's a great idea, Marie. Okay. So I'm just going to wing it. So close your eyes and take a deep breath. I'm going to ask our angels and spirit team to help us feel their presence. They are extra close, they are wrapped around us. So when we take in a deep breath, we're going to inhale white golden light so that we are everything that matches the vibration of love and abundance flows to us effortlessly while also inhaling white light. And we are going to exhale and release everything that is holding us back, everything that is heavy. I'm also going to ask Archangel Metatron to cut all cords of negativity and fear attached to us and send all of our energy back, whether it be a person, a place, a situation, or a memory. My ears are ringing. I meant Michael, not Metatron, sorry. So Archangel Michael is sending all of our energy back to us. And I'm going to surround us, and gold has been big. So I'm going to surround us in white and golden light. And whenever you need to feel held, protected, supported, and guided, just envision golden and white light surrounding you. And so it is.
Beautiful.
All right. I think that's it for today. So, thank you so much for being here. And we are so happy to be back. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs a more real version of spirituality. We love you.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
If you have any questions or topics you would like to hear Marie and I discuss, please comment below, send us a message, or reach out to us on Instagram. We like to close each episode with a moment of mindfulness. Take a deep breath and think about what you're grateful for today. We're now going to bless everything that you're grateful for and let your higher self and guides know that you are open for even more blessings. We bid you farewell until we meet again. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. We hope your day is filled with love, happiness, undeniable signs, and mindful magic. You can check out Marie's handmade candles, soaps, lotions, and more at kitchenwitchhawaii.com, and you can follow her on Instagram. You can book an angel reading with me, check out my books, and sign up for our angel magic community at katewhitneyofficial.com. And be sure to follow Mindful Magic on YouTube at Mindful Magic Channel. We are also on Facebook and Instagram.